Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my online class organized by Govt, Shahid, Smriti, Adarsha College, Nandail, Mymensingh. This is Asaduzzaman Russel, lecturer in English. I wish you all are nice by the grace of Almighty, and you are keeping yourselves at home and also following the hygienic rules of World Health Organization and Bangladesh government. Now I present here to deliver my new class. Today's my lesson is right form of verbs for the degree third year students. Degree third year means final year for the degree level students. You know, in this third year, English has been included to the syllabus as a compulsory subject. If a student fails in English, minimum a year will be lost for him. Now I am going to start my class. Right form of verbs. At first, we should know what verb is. Verb is an action word by which a thing is to do or a thing is to be done. Right form of verb means correct form of verb. That means a verb has several forms. Yes, a verb has several forms. Actually, a verb can appear differently in the sentences on the basis of their subjects, moods, voices, modals, etc. Dear students, let us have a look on the board where there are several forms of the verb. If we notice attentively, I think it is clear to us. Please look at the board. Forms of verb. First, present form. We can say it V1. For example, go. Second, past form. We can say it V2. For example, went. Number 3, past participle form. We can say it V3. For example, gone. 4, present participle or gerund form. We can say it V4. For example, going. Present participle or gerund form means verb plus ing. Number 5, infinitive form. We can say it V5. For example, to go. Infinitive means to plus verb. There are several forms of the verb. Dear students, now we will see the uses of present form of verb. Number 1, if in a sentence we find such words like often, always, usually, daily, regularly, normally, sometimes, generally, etc. Then we will use V1 in the sentences. For example, she always come here. In this sentence we find always. So the verb come will be present form. Comes. Here it is noticeable that yes is added after verb because in this sentence the subject is third person singular number. Number 2, modal auxiliary verbs plus V1. Modal auxiliary verbs are can, could, shall, should, may, might, etc. For example, I can drive a car. In this sentence, we find a modal auxiliary verb that is can. So, the verb will be present form. The verb here is dry. So dry will be present form. Answer, dry. Third, if in a sentence we find do not, does not, did not, then we will use in the sentence the present form of the verb after do not, does not, did not. Like this, they did not watch the movie. Here we find did not. So in this sentence the verb will be present form. The last, to infinitive plus V1. We know what is to infinitive. Infinitive means to plus verb. If in a sentence we find to infinitive, then we have to use the present form of the verb. For example, Ronnie studied much to pass the exam. Here, to infinitive, we find to in this sentence, and after to we find a verb. This verb will be present form. Ronnie studied much to pass. Let's go to the past form of the verbs. If in a sentence we find such words such as ago, long ago, once, yesterday, since, last night, etc., then we have to use the past form of the verb in the sentences. For example, I received a letter yesterday. In this sentence, we find yesterday. That means we have to use the verb receive, the past form of the verb. The answer will be received. Second, if in a sentence we find it is high time plus subject, or I wish, fancy, would, that plus subject plus V2, that means the past form of the verbs, then we have to use the past form of the verbs. For example, it is high time plus subject, we change our habit. In this sentence, it is high time plus subject, then we have to use the verb in past form. The answer will be changed. The second example, I wish, subject plus subject, become a child again. In this sentence we find I wish plus subject, that means the verb will be in past form. The answer will be, my students, now I will discuss the uses of past participle of verb. First, in a sentence, if we find just now, recently, lately, yet, already, then we have to use the past participle of the verb. For example, I already finished the work. In this sentence, we find already. That means we have to use the past participle of the verb. That means the answer will be had finished. Second, if in a sentence we find have verb are had, has, had, having. If we find these words in a sentence, we have to use the past participle of the verb. For example, having it, I want to bet. In this sentence we find have verb, that means having. So we have to use the verb eat, the past participle of the verb. The answer will be eaten. The answer will be eaten. Third, if in a sentence we find be verb means am, is, are, was, were. If in a sentence we find such words, then we have to use past participle of the verb if this sentence is in passive form. It is noticeable that if this sentence is in passive form, such as English is speak by the English. In this sentence we find be verb, that is. After that the main verb speak by the English. We understand that the sentence will be in passive form. So the verb will be the past participle form, spoken. Fourth, number 4. Modal auxiliary verb plus be plus V3. If in a sentence we find modal auxiliary verb, after that be, then we have to use the past participle of the main verb, such as the work will be finished by June. In this sentence we find a modal auxiliary verb, that is will, and after that be. So we have to use the past participle form of the main verb. That means the answer will be finished. We will see the uses of verb plus ing, that means present participle or gerund. First, in a sentence, if we find now we will see the uses of verb plus ing, that means present participle or gerund. Number 1, if in a sentence we find such words such as now, at the present, at the moment, then we will use the present participle forms or gerund forms of the verb, such as now he write a letter. In a sentence we find now, that means we have to use the present participle form of the verb. The answer will be is writing. Now he is writing a letter. Number 2, if we find in a sentence be verb, then we have to use verb plus ing. That means if the sentence is active voice, if the sentence is passive voice, then we have to use the past participle form. As the sentence is active voice, so we have to use the present participle form after the be verb. I am read a novel. I am read a novel. In this sentence we find be verb am after the main verb read. So we have to use ing after the main verb. Reading. I am reading a novel. Number 3. If in a sentence we find preposition, any preposition after that main verb, then we have to use ing after main verb. Moreover, we find mind, worth, be used to, get used to, look forward to, with a view to, cannot help, could not help, would you mind, plus verb. Then you have to use ing after main verb. after verb. For example, children are fond of use mobile phone. In this sentence, we find a preposition, that is of. After that, there is a verb, use. Then we have to use ing after this verb, use, using. The answer will be using. Number 4. If a simple sentence contains two verbs, then we have to use ing or to, then with the second verb, For example, the baby came here dance. The baby came here dance. It is a simple sentence, but in this sentence there are two verbs, that is came and another dance. And in this sentence, second verb is dance. We have to use ing or to with the second verb. The answer will be dancing. Here we use ing with the verb. Okay. Moreover, there is an important rule for right form of verb, that is if conditional sentence. We know if conditional sentence is divided into 3 sections. One is first condition, second is second condition, third is third conditional. If in a sentence we find if plus present tense, then we have to use subject plus will, shall, can, may plus V1. For example, if you come here, I will go there. In this sentence, we have used will go. In the second conditional sentence, if plus past indefinite tense, then we have to use subject plus would plus should plus could plus might, and after that V1. For example, if I got your phone, I would return you. In this sentence, we find if plus past indefinite tense. That means we have to use subject plus would, should, might, could, anyone. After that, V1, return. Okay. In the third condition, if we find if plus past perfect tense, then we have to use subject plus would, should, could, might plus have plus V3. That means past participle of the verb. For example, if I had known the news. In this sentence we find if plus past perfect tense. So we have to use subject plus would, should, could, might, anyone plus have plus past participle of the verb in form. Yes, student form. You know that the rules of any grammatical item are not enough to get a good marks in exam. If you want to get good marks in exam, you have to do practice more and more. Then you will be succeed in your exams. Okay, today is no more. Thank you. See you later.